What's up guys, Elliot here with Elliotfitness, bringing you guys a top 10 nutrition myth video. I'm going to be using this article that I came across from let's see here, examine.com, and I'm very glad they made this article because they're telling you the myths that aren't true, which I want to share with you guys and kind of dig into more detail. I'm not going to go in each 10 myths like really hard. I'm just going to do a brief overview. If you guys want to see me do a specific topic in one of these myths, you know, let me know. But first things first, I'm the realist. No, I'm kidding. But first things first, these kind of myths, if someone's not educated and they see all these 10 myths, it's going to freak them out. Like, they're going to cut out so much food, so much nutrients, so much stuff that they're not going to, you know, chances are they're going to not perform the best in the gym. They're going to, you know, eat too less of calories than they need, screw up their whole metabolic rate, avoid foods and just not live a healthy and, you know, flexible lifestyle. So that is something I really want to share with you guys through this channel even. That's why I bring you guys through my life and all this stuff to show you that, you know, I live this lifestyle, but I also incorporate, you know, flexibility, and I'm not just someone that goes to the gym, goes home and sleeps. You know, I go out with friends, I go out with family, you know, I eat what I want to eat as long as, you know, it incorporates my goals. So let's dive right in. Myth 1: bread/carbs are bad for you. So according to this people, you know, it says, you know, carbohydrates have gotten a bad rap in the media, which I highly agree with. They've been hard on bread and they've been hard on gluten. You know, someone should only avoid gluten if they have celiac disease. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Celiac disease. You know, if their body really just cannot handle gluten, don't eat the gluten. But I mean, if you're hopping on the no gluten shit just because you know you want to feel superior or that health train, it's not gonna do anything for you guys. But carbs aren't bad for you. Yes, they're a macro. That's my phone, by the way. Yes, they're a macronutrient you don't need. That's why they are the macronutrient that people usually tinder down as weight loss plateaus, because that's the easiest way to take calories out without hindering protein and fat intake, which are more important than carbs. Well, each macronutrient has a role, but carbs, you know, are a good source of energy, but so is fat. But carb is the most preferred source of energy, so that's why I preach, you know, even though nutrient timing isn't really a big deal when it comes to body composition, if you're really on low carbs, I really do recommend having carbs around training, just because they are a really good form of energy. But you know, as long as you're getting carbs in, you're getting your carbs in. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to say. Carbs are your preferred source of energy, and carbs aren't bad for you. You know, your body uses carbs as energy, and they're going to use it from different types of sources. You know, there's polysaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and at the end of the day, they get turned down to their simplest form. So, eat your carbs, perform well in the gym, and just keep doing your thing. Eat your bread. Myth number 2. Eggs, especially egg yolks, are bad for you. This one really just boggles my mind, because if you read it, it says eggs, especially egg yolks. So they're saying eggs in general are bad for you. What's wrong with the white, guys? Sure, there's sodium in it. You know, that's all I can think of that people are freaking out about the egg whites, because it's just pure protein. But yolks is what people get afraid of because of the fat content and the cholesterol content. I say contents in it. Egg yolk is actually where, you know, vitamin A, vitamin D, the vitamin B12, good sources of fat, is stored. So it's not, don't be afraid to throw in 1 or 2 eggs in your egg dish. You know, if you need fats in the morning, you know, throw in some eggs. Don't be afraid of it. I mean, research has shown that if you already have a pre-existing condition, maybe you should cut down the egg yolks. But I mean, if you're a healthy individual working out, like, you know, most of my viewers, you know, egg yolks won't hurt you. Sure, you can watch your cholesterol content if you have like son of a bitch. If a condition, I don't know why this is on my phone. It's not okay. Condition, but you know, don't be afraid of egg yolks. You know, they're a good source of fat, and they're good. You know, that's another thing. I think there's something about saturated fat I want to get into later. That's like a myth down I'm going to get into in a few minutes. So stay tuned. But yeah, but eggs are a great source of protein, they're a great source of fats, and you know, like I said, other nutrients, vitamin B12, vitamin A, vitamin D. And and it says right here, their association with cardiovascular disease and high cholesterol is severely overblown. A lot of research has shown that, and a lot of the research has actually proven that egg yolks aren't as bad as the media tells you. Myth number 3, red meat causes cancer. And it seems like everything these days, they're going to tell you causes freaking cancer. Diet soda causes cancer. You know, I can go as far as telling you guys that the whey protein you're drinking is going to cause you cancer just because of the aspartame they put in there. You know, people can go that far and tell you what you're eating is causing cancer. So I mean, alright, camera cut out on me. Cat T3i tends to do that. But anyways, back to my topic. You know, red meat, the fears about red meat and cancer are very exaggerated. In fact, a lot of red meat contains iron and, you know, natural creatine. So I mean, moderation, guys. Don't avoid red meat because you're afraid you're gonna get cancer. Because I think they linked an article here too that's actually a proven study that a lot of, you know, nowadays there's so much preservatives, so much stuff in our food that you really can't say red meat alone is going to cause you cancer. Because, you know, if you're going to say that, might as well say, you know, everything we eat is going to be causing us cancer. Myth number 4, saturated fat is bad for you. It says here that the traditional way to lose fat for a long time was a low-fat diet. That's, you know, they had low-fat diet fads, they had low-carb fads, and now you're seeing a lot of fads these days. But it says, but just like eating cholesterol doesn't directly increase your cholesterol levels, eating fat doesn't make you fat, which is true, guys. Surplus in caleries over a long period of time will make you fat. And it says that the myth that saturated fat causes cardiovascular disease is not true. You can click on that link. Go on. I have this article down below. Click on the link. Read all these articles. They're good articles. This is actually a good article. So, saturated fat itself will not lead to cardiovascular disease or heart disease. You need fat to for testosterone production. In fact, in a perfect world, your fat should be, you know, a 3 to 3 to 3 ratio of saturated polyunsaturated monounsaturated fat. That's not a perfect world. You know, it's not gonna happen every single day. The one fat you guys do want to stay away from though is trans fat. So, all in all, don't fear saturated fat. Don't fear it. Myth 5: salt causes high blood pressure and should be avoided. The only reason why you should be avoiding sodium is if you have SSH or even high blood pressure. That's when you should be watching sodium content. And if you're worried about, you know, weight fluctuations, you know, you want to keep sodium content even, you know. For example, one day if you have really high sodium, if you're lucid, no sodium, and then you have high sodium, you know, you're going to see weight fluctuation on the scale, but you're not gaining weight. It's just water retention and all that stuff. In fact, sodium is very important for active individuals. Don't fear salt, guys. Salt is basically just sodium chloride. 2 particles, boom. Basically they're electrolytes, which we need as active individuals. You know, for your endurance athletes out there, triathlon runners, you know, you're gonna want sodium in your diets. Sodium is very important. It can lead to issues if you're on low sodium, if you're that active. Myth number 6: whole grain bread is better than white bread. There really is no difference, man. If you look at the macronutrient split between whole grain bread and white bread, they're pretty much identical. Whole bread is basically just a little bit more fiber. In fact, a lot of wheat bread out there, whole grain bread out there, is really not wheat. If you look at the ingredient label, the first thing is going to be enriched bleach flour or whatever that is, and then the second one will be like a whole grain. So basically, you're just getting white bread in a contact. But it goes with, in fact, that goes with white rice and brown rice. The macronutrient profile is the exact same. Your body's just gonna take whole wheat bread or white bread, be like, oh, carbs from here, minimal fat from here, and minimal protein from here. It's not gonna make a difference in overall body composition. And even white bread, fear of insulin, what is it, GI scale? Yeah, I mean, like I said, you're probably having bread with turkey, roast beef, you know, meats, some fats. If you put condiments on it, it's going to slow down the absorption of the bread. It's not going to spike your blood sugar. Myth number 7: high fructose corn syrup is worse than sugar. So glucose is a form of sugar, which is our body's preferred source of energy. Fructose is basically in high fructose corn syrup. That's why it's called high fructose corn syrup. Fructose is actually another sugar, and it can also be used for energy. But, you know, they also say that, you know, like right here it says, once fructose can no longer be used for energy, it's converted into fatty acids. Anything for that matter, if it's not used for energy, it will convert to fat, which is, you know, adipose tissue. Myth number 8: Too much protein can cause bone and kidney damage. So there's been some studies that show that excess of protein can cause harm to the kidneys. And there's been also some studies that show, newer studies that are showing that that's not the case. Just get 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per body weight and get the rest of your calories from carbs and fats. Plus those are probably more enjoyable to eat than protein. Also, when it comes down to it, protein is calorie. So even in excess, if you're still in a surplus, you will still be gaining fat. Although there is some new research showing that protein may have a different effect just with thermogenics, but it's not yet 100% proven. There's doing some new studies out there. So basically 0.8 to 1.2 grams of body weight of protein, and you should be fine. And if you're severely overweight, like 300 plus pounds, take your lean body mass and use that to calculate that out. Myth number 9. Vitamins from food are better than supplemented vitamins. So I won't go into too much detail on this one. You can click on the article and read. They have some examples of some vitamins that are better in pill form than they are in food. For example, they say vitamin K. So if you're interested in that, you can click in it and read it. I'll move on to the last myth, which is myth number 10. Eating small meals throughout the day strokes your metabolic fire. So by now we probably know that one is not true. At the end of the day, as long as you're getting your total calories and macronutrient intake, that's all that matters. In fact, I've heard people say, eating 6 small meals throughout the day actually makes them more hungry than eating 4 bigger filling meals. So go to your, go through your schedule. I mean, for example, me in college, it's damn near impossible to get 6 meals a day. Basically, get calories in, get your macros in at the end of the day. By the end of the day, once your head hits that pillow and you're going to sleep, make sure you have all your meals in, calories and macros. That's all that matters in the big picture of things. 6 meals work for you, do it. Personally, I prefer 4 meals. So that wraps up this thing. If you want any one of these topics more detailed into a future video, let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and share this video, help spread that these myths aren't true. I appreciate the support, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.